Hey, Professor, this is Anthony. I'm in your group therapy class, and this is my video response to the silent member Rose. To start things off, let me say this: silent members are very common in group settings. High anxiety regarding having to speak in front of people is usually the main culprit. They often get nervous when they're told that they will have to divulge personal information in front of others, so they more than likely just shut down. So the silent behaviors, the nervous behaviors, and everything in between is to be expected most of the time. It's important for the counselor to know how to redirect this type of behavior so the person in question would want to continue on in therapy. What I got from this scenario is that Rose isn't nervous at all. As a matter of fact, she is quite the opposite. She is direct, and she is direct to the point. One of the points of the scenario that led me to that conclusion is when she says that she doesn't want to talk to hear her own voice, and that she'll say something if she feels like she has to say it. She already has her mind made up. That is a very alpha way of thinking, and I don't want it to be twisted that she is nervous, because I feel that she is in fact not nervous. What she doesn't know about her particular situation is that she's beginning to cause cohesion within the group. The group is actively trying to include her and be genuinely interested in what she has to say, but she's just not saying it. They think it's not fair and that it's only hurting herself. I feel that if nothing is done about her and she doesn't leave the group, other members are going to start leaving, and that's going to immediately tear the group apart. The first thing that I would do is study over recent session notes to see if there is anything odd or uneven about her behavior, whether it's actions or what she says. If there is, I would like to call her and ask to set up a private time to meet, just one-on-one, just so that we can talk a few things over. This step is very important because it is here that the counselor, myself, can see if she is going to be willing to open up. If she is, that's fantastic. The counselor and her, myself, or maybe we can get the family involved, can work on a plan that she needs to speak a couple of times during the session or build up her confidence if she's lacking there. And also, what she might have forgotten is that she's paying for this type of session to get done, and by her being silent, she essentially is just wasting her money. So if I need to, I'll bring that up, the money thing, but I feel that I won't really need to bring that up. However, if she's unwilling to fix her problems, I can exercise my right to terminate the relationship, but that's a very last resort kind of situation. At this point, I'll be willing to see if she would benefit more from individual sessions or if counseling just isn't for her. The way that Rose addresses her group members isn't exactly pleasant either. To them, it seems like she is snapping at them or being very frank with them. It's almost as if her emotions are coming from a place of, oh, I'm being forced to do this, so I'm just going to do my part, show up, and not really say anything because I don't really want to be here in the first place. It may seem that to her, she doesn't really have a problem. I don't know, really. It's really tough to gauge her. Whatever the outcome is, whether she stays in the group or whether she leaves the group, it needs to be addressed quickly so the cohesion of the group can remain intact or be fixed. Overall, this scenario is very common in the counseling field in both individual and group counseling. Due to the nature of the type of meeting, and as mentioned before, emotions or thoughts are going to be full of high anxiety, and there's no way for a counselor to prevent this from happening. The goal the counselor will have after expecting these type of behaviors is to address them with the individual in question and help them to devise a plan to fix it. Another thing that can't be promised that this this scenario presented is that group members won't always be this nice and come to them in a caring manner. As a matter of fact, I can expect that they will berate her or talk bad about her either during the sessions or after the sessions. Everyone knows that that is not the proper way to go about addressing and fixing change. In fact, behaviors like this will cause even more reclusion. Of the scenarios presented, this might be the easiest and most common to address, but it definitely should not be looked over in any way, shape, or form. Again, this has been Anthony Palmer, and I am signing out for the night.